How does life change for a coach after you get not just to your first NCAA championship game, but you do it in such incredible fashion with a team that fought and scratched and clawed and really captivated America?
It was amazing. I think it was like a dream come true. Obviously not to lose unless, last second shot, but just the run and just the manner and how we did it. No one would have thought. I think just the story was just beautiful.
Yes, and having not got past the Sweet 16 before last, how does life change for a coach after you get not just to your first NCAA championship game, but you do it in such incredible fashion with a team that fought and scratched and clawed and really captivated America?
It was amazing. I think it was like a dream come true. Obviously not to lose unless, last second shot, but just the run and just the manner and how we did it. No one would have thought. I think just the story was just beautiful.
Yes, and having not got past the Sweet 16 before last season and coming so close, as you say, when you're, say, 10, 15 years down the road, you're still coaching, but you look back at this team, what will you remember about this group of young women?
Not only did we own, the furthest we had been was the Sweet 16. That was like way back 40 zillion years ago when I played. But remember, because of the COVID year, we were going to be like a number 2 seed. We didn't go to the tournament last year. So this group never had any tournament experience. Our only postseason play was the WNIT. So when I think about this team, I think of just resiliency. This was a brutal year. It was a hard year for everybody, but it was a really hard year for college athletes, just with like being online for school, not being able to hang out with your friends, being in a bubble in the tournament. So when I look at this team and all the sisterhood we had, the love and respect we had for each other, being safe, like taking COVID seriously, nobody on our team ever caught it. So like all those things and just being so resilient, I just think about this team. I think of like fighters and just people that just wanted to be great.
Whenever you get into coaching, you certainly don't prepare for something like this. I mean, no one could have expected, what we went through over the past year. But I've asked every coach that I've talked to, and it may sound ridiculous to ask you, but was it worth it? Was it worth it to go through all of the crap, even if there's no championship game? Was it worth it to play for these young women and for the experience?
It was worth it. It was. I mean, there were times during the year I'm like, is this worth it? Because it was scary.
Yes.
But I think it was worth it on so many levels because these kids had something. I think it was so devastating for the kids when the tournament got canceled. It's like a grieving process for them because it's all they know. And so I think when you take that away, I think a lot of mental health issues. So I think allowing them to play and still have some kind of normalcy, I think was a really good thing. I don't regret anything. I love the fact we did it. And was it hard without fans? Sometimes I looked at the Pac-12 and I said, wow, okay, we're really safe. We have 0 fans. You go look at the SEC, they have like 3,000. That was kind of hard because it was like, we don't have fans. But I think when looking back, I think we all learned a lot. And I think we changed a lot of our perspectives because going through COVID.
Arizona women's basketball coach Adia Barnes with us here after hours on CBS Sports Radio. And as I've said to Coach now, we've been trying to connect with her for a couple of months, but her schedule's been kind of crazy. And so this is such an honor to have you on the show with us. When you think about last season, it was more than just coaching. How much did you pay attention to their mental health and how did you make sure that they were okay?
I paid attention a lot. I think for me, I'm older, obviously more mature. I have a family, so me being alone, it's not hard because I have a family. So I had a pulse on it, paid a lot of attention, was very sensitive, and I think accommodating in a lot of situations because I knew it was hard. I knew it was hard for single people. I knew it's hard for college athletes. They're social. They want to go to parties. They want to hang out. They want to go to each other's rooms on the road. I just was sensitive to that. I knew it was very challenging. And just mentally, I think at times, even when it was hard for me, I just thought, wow, it's like 1,000 times harder for them. So I tried to be very aware of that and just keep that in mind. But we tried to work on little things like going to the tournament. I knew we were going to be in lockdown. We were preparing to be there for 3 weeks. We didn't know how long we'd be there. So I had our staff make like bags. So they had like a candle. They had like some essential oils and little games to do in their room. So tried to do my best we can. We were going to do yoga in the hallways. Like, I really thought outside the box to try to create some kind of happiness for them,
Yes.
and just do whatever we could. And I think we did a good job of that.
Mm. This is your alma mater, and so you join a
Yeah.
select group of coaches that have been able to lead their own school to the tournament, and then obviously to the Final Four. That's an even rarer group. But once you get there, Coach, it's difficult to stay on top. Women's basketball is more and more competitive. So how do you carry the success over and make sure it's the start of a pattern and not just a flash in the pan?
Yeah, so I think that's one of my biggest concerns. Just as a competitor, as a coach, I don't want that to happen. So what I just have to do is do what I've been doing. I mean, when I took the job at Arizona, everybody thought there's no way we'd ever be good. And then I think, 5 years later, we're playing it for the national championship. So I don't believe in other people and what they say. I don't care. So I just do what we do. I'm going to work hard. And I think what's going to happen is it's going to happen the way it's supposed to. A lot of people are excited about Arizona. We're going to get some great kids. And now the challenge for me as a coach is to sustain success. And that's what I strive to do. So for me, I'm not afraid of the challenge. I'm excited, and that's what I'm trying to do. And the thing is, the ultimate goal is to win a championship. I look up to people like Tara Vanderveer at Stanford has done an amazing job. She stayed on top, so that's what I'm trying to do. So I will die trying or get it done or do something, but it's going to happen how it's supposed to.
How do those phone calls sound different when you take your team to a national title game and then you try to call recruits?
It's funny because I forget. Like, I just got off a phone call and the mom was like, I loved watching you guys in the, tournament, and telling me some certain things she loved. And it's funny because I forget. Like, it just happened a few months ago, but so much stuff has happened since then. So I kind of forget about that. I'm just like, we need to get those kids. Sometimes I ask the kids, do you know anything about Arizona? They're like, of course. And I'm like, oh, because I forget, because I'm just trying, like, I'm on to the next thing. So I'm like, oh, yeah, they probably did watch us, but that's not how I go in thinking. I go in like, do you know us? Do you want to know us? And they're like, heck yeah, we know you. But I think it's exciting. I think we'll reap the benefits of our success this year, hopefully sooner than later. But I'm just excited because people now are excited about Arizona.
Yes.
And I love hearing a recruit say, I want to play for you. I'm like, that makes me, it's just like special to me because I didn't know if people would ever say that,
You get to this championship game and life completely changes, not just for you, but for your program. And then you're off to Puerto Rico to be part of the FIBA America's Cup for the women and assistant coach. I mean, you drop everything and you head to Puerto Rico. Gosh, talk about completely changing your mindset.
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of people don't know. I agreed to the Puerto Rico thing last November, even before this season. So I think people don't. They think like, oh, she went to championships, she went to USA Basketball. I'm like, no, actually, I agreed on it last November. So it's kind of funny. I think people just assume that. But I was agreeing to it because it's an honor for me to be with USA Basketball and to coach next to one of the best coaches ever, Don Staley, and then Jen Rosati. It's an honor for me, and Carol Callum is amazing with USA Basketball. So for me, it was something I wasn't going to turn down. I didn't care if I didn't sleep for months or days, whatever. I would never say no to that because that's just every coach's ultimate dream.
Yeah, so it's completely different because it's a group of young women that have come from all over the country, the best of the best. What does it mean to you to have that red, white, and blue on?
It meant a lot. Sitting there was aha moments and just moments like, this is surreal. We had a challenge. We brought a college team or college athletes to play against like grown women. So a lot of people didn't think we'd win gold, but when you're with USA Basketball, like, it's gold or nothing. The standards are so high. So I love the fact being a part of it. We have very similar standards, and I loved seeing that because USA is so successful. So when I saw a lot of stuff they do, I'm like, wow, I do the same thing. So that was like gratifying for me. And just to be a part of the best student athletes that are just hungry to learn and at such a high level, it was an amazing experience. And the coach alongside with Dawn, I've idolized for so many years as a mentor and a friend to me. That was even a bigger honor. And I'm just blessed that I got to do that, and I have a gold medal. It's pretty cool. Hopefully, I'll get more
Yes.
one day.
Now a gold medalist, absolutely, coming off that championship appearance. Adia Barnes of
Yeah.
Arizona with us here after hours, CBS Sports Radio. I was stalking you on Twitter, kind of looking through
Mm.
some of your tweets, and I came across this one, which I absolutely love. And
Oh
so,
gosh.
though it's fantastic. I want to read it to you and ask you what this means to you. If you want to be a queen, you better learn from one. I mean, that's
I know.
awesome.
I get these moments, and like we're queens and we're women, and I'm proud to be a woman, right? And like I feel like my job as a female and a coach is to lead these other amazing women. It's not all about basketball. Basketball is, yes, it's one important part, but it is something that lasts a short period of time. Being a woman and how you represent yourself, your professionalism, and your like thinking ahead is extremely important. So
Mm,
I always say if you want to be a queen, you got to learn from a queen. It's not about the next 4 years. It's about the next 40. So your brand, leading with a degree, not taking shortcuts. It's not about, if you have a 3.0, we're trying to go for a 3.5. Like Sam, I wanted her to be an academic All-American. She is one now. She
yeah.
won the most elite award for academics and athletics. So I think it's just raising the bar, thinking outside the box, not being afraid. Your crown is going to slip off. And we know that, Amy, like our crowns slip off. You
Yes.
straighten that stuff back up and you keep it moving. But it's okay. It's like mine's been crooked for like a month now. But like I'm gonna straighten up, keep on like stepping, and it's okay. But I think that you have to see it to be it, and like you and I are creating those things right now.
I love that you say that because as a female in sports radio, there aren't very many women who
There
came
aren't any.
before me. Right. And even in coaching now, there are more and more women. But man, for years and years, it's been mostly men in the coaching ranks. And so to be able to instill into young women who are coming behind us and to share with them, hey, these are the unique challenges, but it is possible. And here's what I learned, and here's how I can help you. I love that idea because that's how more queens are built and developed.
For sure, and I think that we're not afraid. Like there's certain things like I did the birds, but like I'm a woman. That's not my proudest like role model moment. Like as a mom, I was like, oh gosh. But it's like I was passionate in the moment. Like I
Yes.
don't cuss at my players and stuff. I've guys do that every second. Like guys F bomb, MF, like like it's like a normal thing. So I think
Mm,
that I can have passion. I can have class off the court. I can be a mom. I can be a good role model. You can do all those things. It may look different sometimes, but it is possible. Like you don't have to stop one thing for the other and chase your dreams. And you can be a kick-ass person at the same time.
mm.
So I think that that's something I'm passionate about, and I hope you see when you see my team, you see them represent because I feel like they're a reflection of me. We're tough, we're
Yes.
gritty, we're not afraid, and that's what I want my women that are around me to be like.
Mm.
And I'm raising young queens, right?
Absolutely. And it clearly is showing. You can see that in their attitude and the way they carry themselves on the court. So, Coach, before I let you go, then, how excited will you be and will your kids be for full stadiums or at least close to capacity fans again?
So excited. Like, I am so excited. The COVID stuff does scare me a little bit, but I think just to have McHale, I think we're going to average 9 or 10,000 fans a game next year. To have all the people out loving us and this environment's insane. Like, I'm just so excited. Like, I wish it could start tomorrow. I'm just excited it's been 2 years.
Mm.
And so for our players to experience the real college experience, like remember our fifth year, last year, Trinity, she didn't see what McHale was like with 15,000 people.
Oh,
So I was
true.
sad for her to not experience that. So I just want them to have the true experience at Arizona because it's special.
Arizona women's basketball forging new ground and blazing a new trail with Coach Adia Barnes, and you can find her on Twitter at Adia Barnes. Great pictures of the kiddos, lots of moments, epiphanies that she'll drop on her Twitter as well. Coach, it's been such a cool conversation, and I really enjoy talking to you. Let's definitely do it again as the season gets close.
For sure. And we will not wait 2 months, okay?